Now, coming in here right now is the man himself, the one and only Justin Silver, founder of Ecommerce Fight Night for Charity, serial investor and founder and doer of incredible things on the internet. Justin, get in here. Get in
here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Gentlemen, I mean, we're so glad to have you here, Justin. And I've got to tell you, my friend, for all of the success that you have had up to this point, one would think you should be about 70 years old by now, but you are not. You are a young gun doing big things on the internet. And brother, you have got to tell us about this Ecom Fight for Charity. Truly unique. How'd you come up with this idea? Where did it come from, Justin? How'd you put it together?
Man, I love that. I want to check some connection before we go. I'm seeing myself lagging. How's it?
You're a little laggy. You're a little
laggy.
You're a little laggy, man.
Fix that while we're here. I know we're live, but in the spirit of live TV, we can see what we can do here.
Justin, let's do this. We'll take you out for a second. You check your comms, check your internet, rework everything there, and then we'll bring you right back. It's no worries.
I love
no worries at all. Okay, Jack, take Justin away and we'll bring him back. Now, he's got a great head of hair also. Did you see those curls coming out?
Oh, yeah.
Underneath there? He's got a great head of hair on him. I want to get this story, though, because I want to see debate on the internet. I think it actually helps us all when we see multiple sides. I think it's actually helpful. And so I have tried to be a positive facilitator in that direction many times, but to see people actually duke it out inside the ring, I think is even better. Okay, I think Justin is back. Justin, get in here. Let's see if that connection is any better, brother. Welcome back to the show. Bring him in, Jack. How are we now, Justin? We got you now?
What do we got?
I don't know if we got you.
Oh, my God. I was actually joking earlier about wired Ethernet, and I was like, what a wild request. And now here I am.
Here
Mr.
you are.
Lags over here. Laggy Lags.
Mr. Lags.
Like an idiot.
Mr. Lags is awesome.
Let's do it. I'll be a little laggy, but how's the voice? Is it coming through clear?
The voice is clear. It's golden and it's beautiful. It's crystal.
Let's go audio, and you'll just catch me a little blippy on the vid. How's it going, boys?
Man, it's even better now that you're here, Justin. And I'd love you to start things off and just tell us, man, how did you come up with this idea? What did it look like to put together? I mean, this is like show of shows when it comes to like unique, actually getting people to fight in the ring. This to me is an incredible idea. How did this thing come together?
I heard you saying before I got on, you want Jake Paul. My white whale is Harley Finkelstein. You heard it right here. Harley, if you're listening, president of Shopify, we've got people. Get in the ring. It's going to be great. We have insurance. It's going to be beautiful. Well, listen, this thing actually started over 20 years ago. My dad created an event called the Long Island Fight for Charity. And this was just local business people, the limousine guy versus the travel agent, getting in the ring, duking out for charity. And they just had their 20th anniversary Long Island Fight for Charity. And so I've gotten blessed. I've been to Shoptalk a bunch. Here's the problem. We're spending all this money on restaurants, on the Sphere, and it's just, we're not doing something great for the world. And honestly, it's getting boring. It's getting tired. People are like, I've been to the restaurants. I've seen the shows. I wanted to put on a spectacle, something that for years to come, you can have people raise their hands, do some training, get excited, and really go in there and, in my small world, change the world. And it's exactly what we did. People are calling this the greatest event in e-commerce history. And we're just getting
Wow. What a tagline there.
Justin, can you just talk a little bit about the initial knee-jerk reaction that you had from the community from this event? Because I imagine you're approaching some software companies and they're saying, wait, you want to do what? Excuse me? You're going to put who into the ring and we're going to be brawling with what? Can you talk a little bit about this? Because I'm sure as you're talking them through this, there were some hurdles you had to overcome to basically say, no, this is legit. We're not, this isn't MMA. We're not, scrapping it out. Can you talk about that?
If you're doing something that everyone loves or you're doing something for everybody, you're doing nothing for nobody. And we had a lot of haters. We had people come in and say, this event can never happen. This event will not happen. You cannot get this across the finish line. This is not going to be a thing. That was the prevailing sentiment.
Really?
We had a couple of amazing partners who came in as just early champions. I had a few friends who were on our executive board, who were early buy-ins, companies like Postpilot, Revo, Skio. These are people who said, hey, we're back in this thing. We believe in you. We believe in what you're trying to do here. And we believe in putting our dollars behind not just another dinner, but behind doing something good for the world and charity. And so that's, that was the background of this. But yeah, there were roadblocks in the beginning. But after this year's show, we have had partners reaching out, brands reaching out, want to be a part of it. And I think we've certainly turned the corner on the haters.
Well, Justin, I mean, okay, dig into that a little bit for me because, I obviously I'm sitting on one side of this conversation here. To me, when I hear some of your favorite, partners are going to get into the ring and actually throw fisticuffs, to me, that sounds exciting. And I think that's what everybody wants. They want an event that's exciting. It's like, yeah, I want to come to that. I want to participate. I want to watch. It's a spectacle. What's the pushback? What's the pushback? Is it just like, no, we don't, condone potential violence? What was the actual pushback on this?
Man, I'd say there were two big things. I think it was fear and fairness. The big F's. Okay. Fear and fairness. On the fear side, people are afraid of something new. You're bringing out something that's brand new. You're afraid. It's unproven. I hadn't put this event on in Las Vegas for Shoptalk. I hadn't done that work yet. And so there was a fear of the unknown. And then fairness, I think people threw out, hey, is this going to be a completely male-dominated event? Is this going to be something that is fair? And let me tell you, half of those boxing matches were women, and they were 10 times as strong as the guys.
Oh, I believe it.
I totally believe it. Forever. This is 100%. We're going to have the right people in the ring at the right time. But man, did we, I think, clear out all those fears, assuage those fears, if you will. And man, I think we nailed it on the fairness.
That is incredible. That's hilarious.
Justin, can you talk about who actually was the best fighter that was there? And I would love to, on the show, I would love to throw my hat into the ring for next season. If you're doing this again, I'll brawl whoever you want. Not Chris, because he's a lot bigger than me, but I'll brawl whoever you want. And I'd love to be a part of it.
Okay, incredible. Also, I could see my responses. My face is delayed on that perfect 3 seconds. So every joke you make is just getting that great laugh 3 seconds later.
Better.
That fuels me.
Here's what I'll say. Man, everybody was an amazing fighter. The beautiful part about this is that people were coming from every type of background. We had, professional army, military people who were Golden Gloves boxers. We had people who had never picked up a pair of boxing gloves ever. And so we had across the board, we had everybody. And everybody came in and they trained, some for, as little as a few weeks, some for multiple months. And they got up to just, perfect fighting shape. It was awesome to see. And then in terms of, the winners and losers, everybody's a winner because they are donating to charity. And so both hands get raised. And that is just so important to me. Because really the MO this is not about winning or losing a boxing match. This is about putting on a show for thousands of people watching in person and online and raising a ton of money for some great causes.
That's amazing.
Man, So I love this. I love this. I love it because, men, women, fair, doesn't matter. If there's a fight, like, people are interested to watch. I mean, that's just number one. I mean, number one principle from MMA is like, everybody loves to see a fight. If you learn anything from the UFC, that's what you learn. But number two, man, the cause behind this is powerful. It's compelling. Number three, everybody wants to come. If there's a boxing match to be had and it potentially involves people I know, I want to be there. I think that is excellent. You see this going further. You see this being replicated beyond Shoptalk 2026. You see this going other places, etc. Justin, are we going to see this pop up in maybe some other gathered places, for D2C e-commerce people?
Man, we are taking this thing year after year. We've found something that's working. We have found Shoptalk is an amazing place to do this. Las Vegas, you've got the biggest gathering of e-commerce professionals in the United States. Also, I had the virtual blur on, and that was slowing me down. We took off the blur. I think we're back. You let me know. But I can see myself.
You're looking amazing.
I'm good.
I think we're back, baby. I think we're back.
We are back. This is a big learning for me here. This might be my first and last live show. If you guys want
No,
I love this. Man, we're going to be doing this next year and for many years to come. We just got our feet wet here. And, what I mean by that is we just started raising money for charity. We just got our 501c3 approval status for, being a real charity. We are just scratching the surface, and I think we're going big. Next year, we're looking at venues that can host 1,500 to 2,000 e-commerce professionals. We are, looking to crack that $1 million raised. We already have, I mentioned, a ton of interest from these people. So from the donors, this is something really special. And I think we activated people who are like, hold on, just like, our friend Colin over, put me in the ring next year.
Yeah, baby.
And so that's starting, now that we've got people going, man, it's just beginning.
I'm going to show up juice to the gills. I can promise you that.
You better start taking those peptides now, big boy.
I heard you taking peptides.
I'm gonna be juiced to the gills. I'm gonna be 230 and just raw muscle. I'm gonna be looking like Logan Paul in his wrestling debut.
Colin, you're gonna be like a part of like Peter Thiel's enhanced games. That's gonna be you. You're gonna take this next year. You're gonna take this next year and get ready for Shoptalk 2027. Wow.
Forget LA 2028. Shoptalk 2027. That's what I'm thinking. Listen, the other thing, I'm hoping that I can make this a family affair. I've got a younger brother who's at Constructor, if you guys know them, incredible search AI optimization guys. And he himself you mentioned Logan in the wrestling. He is a professional wrestler. Shout out Joey Sweet Cheeks Silver.
Joey Sweet Cheeks
Silver, the Candy King of wrestling. We got to get him in the ring. We got to get him on there. Truly, truly a special guy. And if we're doing shout outs, of course, couldn't do this without my wife. She's incredible.
Wow. That nickname is
dare I ask how that even came about, how that nickname came about, because that's
the story for our next live, boys.
It must be. Now, Justin, I know, man, you've been doing all kind of things on this end, and I'm happy to hear that this is going to continue. I'd love to hear a little bit more about Symptoguard and what's going on that route. I don't know how much you can talk to us about it, but it's safe to say everybody and their mom's on GLP-1s. And I think the trend is only going up and to the right. I think 23% of American households are on them right now. And I'd love to hear what you've got going on there. Of course, storied history as founder, investor in the past. I'd love to hear what's going on in this trajectory.
Yeah, of course. It's been electric so far. I think, it comes from the personal experience where, my family, people were taking GLP-1s, having horrific side effects, going to the hospital time and time again. In fact, my dad passed out on the bathroom floor because he was
Wow.
just dehydrated, was having these side effects. And every time he would go to the hospital, they would give him more and more supplements. Everything from zinc and CoQ10 to vitamin D. He was taking at one point 17 pills a day.
Whoa.
17 pills a day. And I just said, there has got to be a better way. There has got to be a way to take these 17 and put them all in one. And that's exactly what we did. Worked with a doctor friend who I grew up with. We created this formulation. We put it together, and it is the partner supplement to a GLP-1 to help minimize those side effects. And we've gotten thousands of customers in every state in the United States. And our goal is really just to see the spread of this. We want to be able to have people take these drugs because they're changing lives in a great way. They're giving people back their life, their mobility, their youth. And so to be able to do that and to be able to do it without the side effects, that's something that really hits home for me. And that's exactly why I'm doing this.
Huge. Go ahead, Colin.
No, please, you.
I've heard that, side effects, normal. What are they? I don't know. I haven't been on it myself, but to have this kind of undergirding for, stepping into the process, getting healthy again, the trends, it seems like we're all going to be on something. And in a positive sense, there's like second and third network effects, that are positive, at least in my view, for health. In America, we want everybody to live as long as they can, live as healthy as they can. And to be able to come under and undergird that whole process with healthy supplements all in one shot, that's going to help you navigate whatever you could be experiencing there, especially hearing your family background on that side. Man, that seems so smart and helpful.
Thank you. Thank you, Matt. It comes down to just having that personal experience and then realizing it's not just me, but like you said, over 20% of American families, it's tens of millions of people. And so, to be able to give them that access. And here's the thing, if you're a healthy 25-year-old and you're taking the GLP-1, it's unlikely you're going to have any side effects. This is really affecting people who are in their 50s and 60s, who are trying to make a life change that they never could before. And so now they've got the tools to do it, and yet they're being faced with these debilitating side effects, this nausea, this dizziness. And so that's what we're trying to work on.
I love that.
Could you talk a little bit about kind of what you see for 2026 and how you're approaching going to market with it moving forward? We had Caleb from Chris, can you remind me the coffee brand that he has?
Oh, Seek.
And he partnered specifically with doctors as part of that go to market. Could you talk a little bit about that? Because I see it totally for you as a kind of a partnership moving forward, where you can have an amazing partnership with those folks.
And that's exactly where we are going. Our eyes are set on bringing this to the market. Like I said, most people, when they have a side effect like that's debilitating, like a nausea or a dizziness, they're talking to one person, that primary care doctor, the person who prescribed them that GLP-1. And if that doctor is saying, go right now, go to CVS or go to Walgreens and go buy, this supplement and that supplement, they are making those recommendations that are the game changer. And so if that recommendation is, hey, there's actually this all-in-one, you guys should talk to them. Hey, you guys should go, pick them up. They're right on Amazon. They're right on a D2C site. That's where we see this massive opportunity. And that just comes simply through education, because they're already recommending it. And that's how, my family, people were taking 17 pills a day. It's because they were recommended to take that. And so just the education element, allowing these doctors to understand, hey, people are taking these into an all-in-one, and you can recommend that. Save them a bunch of pills to swallow. I know about you guys. I am terrible at swallowing a pill. It is brutal. My wife mercilessly mocks me for my inability to swallow a pill. And so, I'm in that camp. So make it one instead of 17, and I'm going to be a happy camper.
Man, that makes all the sense in the world. Well, man, we love what you're doing, and we appreciate you joining us, brother. I think we got to make our way out to Shoptalk next spring, Colin. Especially if you're going to be fighting You got to be there. I don't know about me though. I'll just say, Justin, my athletic career is a few years behind me. I don't know. I don't know.
It's okay to be a lover, not a fighter.
All right. Fair enough. But I definitely vote myself to be there commentating ringside. Although
that's fair.
Especially if you're fighting, Colin, I vote on that.
I was the commentator, and it was just okay. I did have a few choice lines. I think one was "That'll wake you up in the morning." People love that one after after a hard hit. And EMTs are on site, which they were.
Oh, there we go.
But after a big hit, the EMTs are on site. People like that. But we would love some commentating. So I think we can set you guys up. Nice little booth, 2 microphones. I think we're in the money.
I think we're in the money. I've still got high school football glory days in my mind. Good gosh almighty, Joe Friday. Something like that. I think we can work in.
Yeah.
That was a slobber knocker. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I love that.
We can work that in.
For sure.
Well, Justin, man, we love what you're doing. We appreciate you making the time and coming on the show, and we look forward to having you back, man. Appreciate you joining us.
Thank you guys so much. It was a real pleasure.
Absolutely.